I'm straight, but I've fallen in love with my lesbian best friend after she took care of me when nobody else would. I think she feels the same way. Jess and I have been best friends since elementary school, and she has been there for every single big occasion in my life. She has stuck with me through abusive relationships, helped deal with overcoming rope at the hands of my grandfather, and so many more things it's hard to event count. I'd like to think I've been equally as loyal to her, and it almost feels as if our friendship transcends what being friends means. I was the first person Jess came out to, and my mother and I took her in when her religious parents disowned her for being lesbian. Things were hard at that time as I was struggling with suicidal thoughts, as my relationship was really that bad, physical and verbal as well as mental abuse daily, but we always had each other to lean on. In the past, she has made so many jokes about wishing I was lesbian too because she believes we are soulmates, and I joked back saying I wish there was. But see, I was straighter than a pole were it to freeze over in the Arctic. Or at least that's what I thought. 2 years ago Jess and I moved into an apartment together, and it was our first time living alone. We were doing great at the start. Jess had a girlfriend at the time and the three of us would lounge around a lot, but Jess' girlfriend had a psychotic break when her father disappeared to Mexico without a warning, and it caused her to become abusive to Jess. They broke up a year and a half ago, and Jess spent a long time grieving a love that she lost. Well, just over a year ago tragedy struck. I contracted breast cancer. I remember getting the news and breaking down. I told my family and Jess. I expected my family to support me, but in a sick and twisted turn of fate they did not. I still don't know why my family turned their back on me, but I suspect it's because I asked my mom to help me out financially with the treatment. I never met my dad, so of course I did not ask him for help. I was not going to go to my grandfather or grandmother either, and so the only person to turn to was Jess. I remember asking her for help in tears, and she agreed. Over the next while, Jess loaned me a lot of money to help with chemotherapy, and she worked 2 full-time jobs to make sure her portion of rent was also paid. She paid for most of the things during the time I had cancer, as I was spending the majority of the money I had on treatment. Despite Jess being severely overworked, she made it a priority to drive me to appointments, make sure I was okay, make sure I was eating, and it bonded us greatly. It was while she was taking care of me that I started developing feelings for her. At first it was her touch that made me feel some type of way. Whenever she held my hand to sleep I felt at peace. Then slowly my crush developed, and I would often find myself thinking about her and her smile. I had a lot of internally conflicted feelings about this, as I always thought I was straight, but after a lot of self-reflection I accepted the fact I'm bi, and indeed do have a massive crush on her. Jess' hard work was able to get me through the cancer, and I was able to beat cancer. I was cleared 3 months ago. Jess and I cried in each other's arms. My mother did not reach out to me once during this whole time, by the way. Now, I have had this crush on Jess for about a year, and I never worked up the courage to tell her. But I swear this girl is making it so hard on me, she practically has me sweating. She's doing it to me on purpose, I swear. She knows I like her. She wears crop tops and short shorts, she makes her way the way she knows I think it looks good on her, she constantly touches me, holds my hand playfully, hugs me from behind if I'm sitting on the couch. Last night she looked into my eyes and told me, "I'm so glad you made it. Just seeing you thriving makes me smile so much," and she pulled me in for a hug. Oh yeah, and she came out of the shower this morning and walked around the house still dripping wet, with 2 small separate towels, one covering her chest and one covering her no square, and then proceeded to make me touch her new belly button ring. I think she likes me, she has too, right? Right?